Listen, I've been a good boy. Okay, I deserve a second chance. Our soundboard was injected with chemicals from a deep state Mossad activation system.
It exploded.
And not fun. Not fun. Nearly took out Isaac. Unbelievable. Are you all right, buddy?
I'm doing great. I have a, it's kind of a smoky smell over here. But,
Yeah.
What can you do about it?
You just got to slow, smooth, fast, baby. Just breathe in, breathe out. Thanks for joining me today on this wonderful, fantastic, what is this, Wednesday from hell? We got FOMC meeting today. Going to cause some serious violence on the graphs. Oh, and we got to see the system. The computer's trying to blow up on me now, too.
Yeah, we're cooked.
Listen, I grew up in a small town, middle class family. And, we struggled to put bread on the table. Every time I run into something like this, I'm going to just go with the small town talk. And I could be a politician one day. I might be the president of the United States, or maybe even the king of the United States at the rate we are going. But we have some fantastic things to go over today, folks. We have some metrics that are honestly exciting if you're paying attention to them now, and terrifying if you are a victim of these metrics a few years from now. So I'm thankful for everyone for joining us on this show and watching me get in position to take massive advantage of the cataclysm that is the macro markets. And we obviously have the FOMC meeting today, 2 p.m. How am I going to fix the economy? That's a good question. How would I fix the economy? Maybe I would first of all deport about 30 million people that need deporting. And, how do you do that? It's a big sandwich. One bite at a time, as JD Vance would put it. There's ways to be doing it. So, yes, we are cooking. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Nicole Tater, Laserface, K-Jam, me and you are going to have a talk in our Discord server, man. Holy God, I got a lot to talk to you about. Green Day Profits, TBNLA. We're all good to go. Welcome back. Thank you, F. Ukraine and Gonzalo Lag. Are you having deja vu? Maybe. Am I? I'm feeling good. Honestly, I was unburdened by what has been, because today's a beautiful day. I already got a chance to do some deadlifts, hit the bag, and we have some great partners of this channel I want to bring up before we get too far into the show. If you're trading today's chaos on 2bit, use code BASEMENT, link in the description for 2bit exchange. If you're trading it on CoinW, all you got to do is click the link, and essentially it'll take you right to the referral, and you can get in on the action. I am riding the lightning right now. You know what? And I'm an agent of chaos. Everyone was telling me to close this trade. I left the trade open from this morning, still slightly up on this bullshit, but only up by like 7%. So what happened was, look here, I got in on this little scam wick here, and right at the end of the morning show, I was up by like 20%. I was like, I'm going to close it. Wasn't logged into the damn computer. Couldn't close it. I was like, it's going to be all right. I'm going to go get ready for the gym. Wham! Shows violence on me. Today is volatile as hell, but you know what? I am risking it for the biscuit. We're going to get into all the stories here. We got quite a bit of stuff, but Bitcoin sitting here hovering around 59,816 bucks. Not bad. And I do want to schlong this day, but I want to wait for a chance to short it around the 61 mark. So if I do get that opportunity, I will indeed be taking advantage of such a thing. Yes, Bitcoin dominance up there. Jay-Z, we looked at Bitcoin dominance this morning. Bitcoin dominance showing some violence as well. Check this out on the old BTC.D graph. Moving to the upside, these are weekly candles, and boy, oh howdy, this thing's trying to chunk up to 60%. Very strong indeed. But we got a lot of news. Let's get into it. Federal agents took 1,000 bottles of baby oil from Diddy's house, apparently. So 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Who in the hell needs that much lubricant? What in the shit is going on with the people at the top of this food chain, folks? This is absolutely incredible. Don't know if this is bearish or bullish for the economy. I think it's bullish for humanity that this guy is going to be facing some time, though. Just real quick. Just a view, no sound on this one. Just look at all the baby oil in the bathroom. What a nice bathroom, too. Marble walls here, all these glitzy things, and just absolute debauchery within those walls. Holy shit. Totally crazy. Now, this is BlackRock's latest report on Bitcoin, including a striking comparison table highlighting how Bitcoin, the S&P 500, and gold performed after major geopolitical events. We have the U.S.-Iran escalation in 2020, SPX up by 2%, gold 0, very flat, Bitcoin up by 12%. 60-day return, and this is a 10-day return. We're highlighting the SPX was over 60 days down by 7, gold up by 6, Bitcoin up by 20. Flu season, very crazy time. SPX down by 20, gold down by 9, Bitcoin down by 25. And man, that was one hell of an entry point. I bought that dip. You're damn right I bought that dip. It changed my life buying that dip right there. SPX overall 60 days out was up 2%, gold up 3%, and Bitcoin ripping up 20%, 21%. Now, let's look at this. 2020 U.S. selection challenges. SPX down 7, gold down, or up 7, gold was down 1%, Bitcoin up by nearly 20%. But in the 2020 election process, look at Bitcoin. It skyrocketed by 131%. This was when the all the influencers that gave up on trying to break the $12,000 top that we were facing. It was a very strong resistance at the time. It's like October, November, December of 2020. There's a lot of influencers that kind of tapped out, said, oh man, we're not going to make it. The flu season ruined everything. The absolute collapse is here. Spend your money on toilet paper and soap. That's what we really need, you guys. Instead, I hammered into Bitcoin for $4,000 a token and absolutely changed my life. It started cooking hard in the 2020 selection process, up 130%. And then the Russia move in on Ukraine. Honestly, Bitcoin took a little bit of a dip, down 6%. But over the 60-day time frame, Bitcoin ended up being up 15%. And then you got the regional bank crisis. This, again, bunch of influencers. This is it. This is the collapse. This is where we go back to 10K, you guys. It's over with. And 10 days after that, we're up 25%. We at this moment, it was like March 13th, March 14th of 2023. Shout out to you, Green Day Profits, for dropping the memories like an absolute savage. God, you guys are giving me the hope in this. And all I got to do is keep the word going out and get to as many people as I can before the getting is good in crypto. So I appreciate your support in this, brother. Thank you very much, Green Day. So during the regional banking crisis, USDC depegged down to 87 cents because it was tied into traditional finance. Okay, so our marriage with traditional finance actually caused a momentary sickness for crypto on the stable coins, but what happened to Bitcoin pumped by 25%, up from $19,000 on up from there. The rest is history. And on the 60-day outlook, we were up 32%, kept on cooking up from there. Now we have the yen carry trade unwinding. Really, this is kind of funny. The 10-day return, look at the yen carry trade. It punched us down to 49K in a very violent fashion. And we're back to flatline, even with like an entire fiat system coming to the end of it. That is the real moral of the story here is, you know, the more calamity that happens in the world, it just seems to make Bitcoin that much stronger. This system is collapsing into Bitcoin, and the graph there within. Free Diddy, Mark Smithson, you are an agent of chaos, and I'm here for it. So absolutely crazy. Now, we do have no data on this 60-day return for what the yen carry trade problem ends up being. But if I'm a bet man, I think we're going to be in the green on Bitcoin. So next story, look at this. Hacking group Dark Angels received $75 million in Bitcoin, marking the largest known ransomware attack to date. This is absolutely crazy. Ransomware attacks, system integrity just falling apart. We have North Korea poking holes in our electronic infrastructure, socially hacking people through Gmail accounts. I used to work at the power grid, and a lot of their information, honestly, was already compromised by Iran. And God, I've already got us banned by saying all these.
Yeah, we had technical difficulties, and now we banned ourselves.
Dude.
So we're on top of the game today.
Holy shit. Cheap shit on a shingle. I may as well just, let it loose. But the system is already compromised, and we've already given the keys to the castle to completely hack the entire system through Cyber Polygon, which is a training event where Russia's in charge of, through, of course, Klaus Schwab in the World Economic Forum. So now we're definitely banned. Shout out to you, Crypto Billy. Much love, bro. Great stream. Givers gain. Appreciate you, brother. We got to get Crypto Billy back on the show sometime. Let me know, Billy, if you have any time to come back on the show. Want to talk about your book. Billy Goat Tails, all the stuff, man. And I want to get back on your spaces. I have a space tonight. I might have to change the time frame though, because I'm going to bed at like 9 o'clock sharp. I am a geezer nowadays. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah,
Does that scare you, Isaac, that now I have to go to bed at 9 o'clock?
No.
No?
That's fairly normal.
Is it? What time do you go to bed?
Past 2 days, 1 a.m.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
psycho.
you've been burning the midnight oil. Isaac works 2 jobs. He works 2 jobs currently. He's throwing it down. He's just, doing everything he can to keep the message of crypto going out there and surviving in this chaotic economic environment. It is a battle out there. So, but more things good for Bitcoin here. We got publicly traded company Cathedra has adopted Bitcoin as its primary treasury reserve asset. Management at Cathedra Bitcoin Incorporated long been vocal about their Bitcoin thesis. They believed in the early innings of a multi-decade trend that will see Bitcoin emerge as the dominant global reserve asset due to its unique monetary properties, prevailing macroeconomic and geopolitical conditions. Man, they're thinking along the same lines as I am. 3 yob? No.
Three yob.
You have 3 yob?
3 yob.
3 yob.
3 yob.
Okay, you work 3 yob. There now people can't get mad at me when I talk about my 3 jobs. You know what I mean? Now you working 3 jobs
3
too.
yob.
Yeah. But you know what? You're doing it in the right season. You're a young man that is being very aggressive about stacking the cash and staying ahead of the game. You got your head in the right place. You're going to make it, buddy. I have a feeling. So this is just nice. Cathedra leaning in and seeing the macroeconomic chaos that's going on and seeing Bitcoin absorbing all of this. We also had this from Matthew Hyland on the price graph long term. The game will change for Bitcoin if $65,000 is broken and the first higher high is since March is created. This is a big deal, folks. And it's been kind of a weird year, honestly. Like, we pumped up to the current, statistical all-time high of $73,000, but in buying power terms, we need to breach $80,000 per coin to breach the previous all-time high in terms of buying power. Thus the problem in accounting for Bitcoin in a dollar fashion. That is where I think a lot of things are getting lost here in the mix. Where are we at currently? We're at 59.7, still just wobbling around here. Unbelievable. You know what though? Seeing this, it's tried to break below this a few times. It's looking like a pretty strong spot here. This 59.2 spot. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I'm liking my odds. So now we'll move into here. This is where shit gets crazy. And this is the stuff here. This information I'm about to share with you is proprietary because I'm the best. I've been calling this for a long time. A lot of people disagree with me. Like, you can't guess macro markets. You're wrong. You can't really get away with this. I've been saying this shit for a year and a half. Look what is happening. Look at this shit. This is from the King Court, Mad King. Shout out to you, man. We're going to know soon what will be our poison. A, inflation. B, deflation. Or C, stagflation. You let me know in the comments what you think our poison will end up being in the long term. But here's where we are. This is current headline CPI year over year in the white. And this is headline CPI year over year from 1966 to 1983, the stagflationary event that cooked mortgage rates up to nearly 18% in some instances. And the big difference here is this gigantic increase in the CPI and the interest rates on homes was at a time frame where the average home cost like $50,000, right? The average home right now cost $450,000 effing $1,000. There's a much, much bigger issue happening here if this graph continues to follow its historical trend. Let's take a look at where the graph is. So, and again, I've been looking at this thing since we found our little stop point here. I was just feeling a stagflationary pressure from all the macro readings that I was seeing out there and was looking out for, a little bit of hardcore-ishness, like a little bit of hawkishness from the Federal Reserve for short term, and then they tap out and start lowering interest rates as they see CPI coming back down. That is exactly what we have right here, you guys. So we have inflation on a small downtick on their skewed graphs and metrics. And honestly, we know that the metrics that they take are completely scam. They don't account for food or housing or anything that the average person needs to pay for on a month-to-month basis. They're literally skewing the metrics to work in their favor so that people don't realize how bad things actually are. which makes me that much more worried about 2026, 2027, and the cows coming home to their stable once this real process plays its way out. So where we have right now is a statistical pullback on inflation, what I think is complete fugazi. I think they're lying to us, but they're using these metrics to justify a Federal Reserve pivot, which is likely to come to today in some regard or another. Now, the conversation of if it's 50 base points, 75 base points, 25 base points, honestly, is kind of irrelevant when I'm talking about this subject in particular, because if there is any monetary responsibility left in the bones of the Federal Reserve, they would keep the rates high until inflation truly came down. But guess what they did? They're pulling back the rates, using skewed numbers to trick the American public into thinking that everything's okay. And of course, this is coming right on the front end of the election. So this is from Wall Street Silver. A month and a half before the election, is odd timing for a rate cut. They want to juice the money into the system before the election and have all the inflation after it. Guys, if this plays out how it does look like it's playing out, this problem is going to decimate the middle and lower class. People that don't have a house right now or don't have the capital to buy a house in cash are going to get absolutely demolished. This is why taking advantage of the time frame that we're in currently right here with a small tap out on interest rates is a massive, massive, massive opportunity for me myself. I'm going to be taking full advantage of this time frame and honestly murdering all the debt that I have so that I go into this problem without those types of massive amounts of debt over my head. And then I can go buy cheap assets. If I do see a massive housing crisis, then I can utilize the cash on hand to translate it out of crypto from the market and go in and buy the blood. Vehicles. I might get a Sequoia for damn cheap if this actually does play out. Like, I am bullish on that. Now, these are all on the heels. This is the data, but here's the warning from JP Morgan Chief Jamie Dimon, warning the U.S. economy faces an outcome worse than a recession. And let me know, who is the winner? Is it stagflation, inflation, or deflation? Let me know in the comments what you think is going to be the major, major poison pill for this economy in the years to come, folks. Jamie Dimon said he would not rule out the outcome of the U.S. economy, which was widely considered to be worse than a recession. Thankfully, they changed the definition of a recession a few years back so that everyone psyoped into the situation completely blindsided, thus even further demolishing the middle and lower class. Absolutely crazy, you guys. We live in the matrix. The chief executive of the biggest bank in the U.S. said this week the worst outcome is stagflation, which he would not take off the table. Economists consider stagflation last seen in the U.S. in the 1970s to be worse than a recession. It would send stocks down, hitting 401ks and retirement savings. Stagflation, the combination of an economic stagnation and inflation. Prices continue to soar at the same time as unemployment rises and economic growth slows. A triple whammy of problems. In a recession, unemployment increases and the economy shrinks at the same time. But the silver lining is that there is little or no inflation. Wow, thanks. While the annual rate of inflation is increasingly moving toward the Federal Reserve's 2% target, which is just such insanity. They have a target to make sure it's going to inflate by 2% year over year. Like, what kind of bullshit is this? This is so crazy. This is why I love Bitcoin, is because we have a finite resource that doesn't have a target of failure, right? It has a target of scarcity. So reports on employment and manufacturing have revealed some signs of softening. There's Jamie Dimon and all of his, and here's some historical context for JP Morgan. During the economic crises of like 1895, JP Morgan himself was in the public limelight. He was being, in a word, tarred and feathered. Not actually tarred and feathered, but the American people were pissed at JP Morgan during that crisis. JP Morgan at the time made up around 40% of all U.S. circulating currency. So what was the move? It was to create a Federal Reserve, a third party that you could blame all the problems of their obscuring of the fiat dollar and the enslavement of the actual person on this third party organization called the Federal Reserve, which was put into place in 1913 at Jekyll Island, right after the Titanic went down and a bunch of people that opposed it were just accidentally on the boat. You can ask yourself that question, I guess. I made a video on that a long time ago on this show. So if you want to go check out the Titanic deep dive, oh God, that was a horrible pun. The Titanic deep dive on the blockchain basement. Go check it out for yourself. Since taking over 2006, Diamond 68 has turned JP Morgan Chase, which has a retail as well as investment arms, into the world's biggest and most powerful bank with $4 trillion in assets. Honestly, it's been one of the world's biggest and most powerful banks for a long time. And it banks the United States government. It banks many massive organizations. Where's my trade at here? Ooh, we moving. All right. Now, I kind of like this, just flipping back and forth between the trades. It's kind of fun. And yes, you're reading my mind, Isaac. You're over there reading my mind, buddy.
He doesn't even have it set up yet, so I gotta wait.
No, he doesn't. We're going to be hopping over to Taco after this. He's got some pretty cool games to play. So now this is the Federal Reserve Twitter account. This is where you can watch it. The show starts at 2 p.m. I believe it's 2 p.m. and they're saying 2:30 p.m. here. May as well just click on this bad boy, see what happens here. Ah! It's yelling at me. All right, so we don't have any live stream set up for it yet. Can't click into it and get the exact time, but I do believe it's 2 p.m. Let me know in the chat if I'm nuts here. Sometimes I might be. And now we had this. This is the most uncertain Fed meeting on record. This is from the Kobayashi letter. Regardless of what the Fed does tomorrow, half of the market will be disappointed. Buckle up. This is why I choose to schlong. This is why, right here. I mean, this is absolute chaos on if it will pump Bitcoin and Wall Street or if it will dump it because the economy realizes how we already are. That is really the big question here. Is Diddy the next Kumala at the next Kumala rally? Probably. I'll bet you that they'll get him out for the Kumala rally. He's got to be there. He's got to bring the baby oil.
Yes, he does. You know who? You know, I watched a video today of the buses at the Kamala rally. You know who we saw come off one of those buses?
Who's that?
The guy they just arrested for the second assassination.
What? Really?
Yes, I saw
the dude with the purple or the blue hair?
Yeah, he didn't have
No.
he didn't have it purple at the time. It was
Okay.
normal color, but he was there.
He's riding he's riding with
bus.
Biden. You know, and it's Biden is still the president, right? Like, I mean,
No, he's not.
how whack is it that you could be the president of the United States and everyone just kind of forgets about you? You know, like come on, you guys, come on, man. Unbelievable. So we're going into chaos on the charts today for sure. We also have this from the letter. Total consumer credit jumped by 25.5 billion in July and reached new all-time highs of $5.1 trillion. What could go wrong? This marked the largest jump since November 2022 and the 11th straight monthly increase. Total consumer debt has doubled in 14 years. This is not a meme coin chart. This is people making it by using a credit card to pay bills and to keep their standard of living at the levels that they're used to. This is absolutely insane to see. This hockey stick pattern is people struggling to pay for their average day-to-day lives and having to use credit cards to basically survive. Well, how many viewers are we at right now?
196.
Oh, we got to pump those numbers. You got to like the show. Share the show out. Let's get some more peeps in here, you guys. Now, what do we got here? BlackRock and Microsoft to launch a $30 billion artificial intelligence investment fund. Oh, fun. So the biggest organizations on the planet get to build out an AI infrastructure to replace the middle and lower class right as they get rug pulled on their ability to afford housing, right as they get rug pulled on their ability to afford food. Again, what could go wrong, right? They're going to automate like a lot of these restaurants that are having to go out. I think that they're going to have to turn to an AI automated infrastructure, lower the cost, just move the food out of some type of massive warehouse. And that's where these bust in folks from other countries that get weird visas and all this stuff cooked by NGOs and massive food organizations. I think people are starting to realize what's going on. There's a big replacement going on. And really, the food's going to come from a factory, be delivered to your table by a little AI robot if you're lucky enough to afford it. It's kind of like Demolition Man and Taco Bell. Have you ever seen Demolition Man, Isaac?
I've seen clips.
You need to watch the whole show,
I
dude.
don't watch movies.
Yeah, it's very historical at this point. Demolition Man is well ahead of its time. So good for BlackRock and Bill Gates to be able to launch their $30 billion little AI fund to replace everyone. Super great. Now, let's have a listen to some hope here. Pro-Bitcoin U.S. Congressman Tom Emmer. Let's have a listen to what he's got to say. Get out of my face.
Biggest piece of that applies to not just Bitcoin, but everyone in the digital space. the government is like a legalized form of the mob, right? In order for you to be safe and secure, you got to pay the VIG. In order for you to do the things you want in this country, you got to pay the VIG, taxes, whatever that might be. They are scared to death. And this is where the Elizabeth Warren attitude comes from, of decentralization, because you know what it changes? It restores what this country was built on, which is by the people from the ground up, not from political nightmares like the senator from Massachusetts, who shall now not be named, that literally wants the top down. That's not what this country is based on. That's not our value. We need to make sure that we open this up. Permitting reform, bureaucratic reforms. You're going to have to reduce some of these agencies, and you're going to have to bring the financial legislation that's on the books. You're going to have to bring it into the 21st century. Why do we keep trying to shoehorn this new thing into something that we wrote starting in the 30s? This is a new world. We got to get caught up, and we got to get into the 21st century. And I'm excited because Donald Trump, who wasn't necessarily a great fan of the crypto environment and didn't understand, I don't think, because he wasn't getting the advice about how big this world is. Boy, has he come along and evolved.
Well, who would have thought?
I love this. I absolutely love this. Reminding people the decentralized nature of how this country was founded upon has been lost, but we have a chance to restore it through the monetary system first and foremost, but also go out there. If you don't already have a pew-pew, if you don't already have training, and if you don't already have the means to produce your own food, go get yourself some, okay? And I absolutely love being able to go out to a garden and pull my own food. Peppers, tomatoes, kale, watermelons even. Watermelons take a lot of water, but I made a pretty good amount of them. And having the ability to control your own finance, control your own food production, and control your own family safety are the essential ingredients for restoring this constitutional republic. And if you don't already have one, get yourself a Arculus cold storage wallet. You can use code BASE10, 10% off. No biggie. You can support the channel, help me keep the lights on. Maybe Isaac will get a paycheck and stop having to work 3 jobs. He could work 2 jobs instead. Yeah. But longer hours.
Way longer hours.
Huh. You know what I'm saying? Don't get too excited about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm excited about shit.
Yes. I'm very, very bullish on Tom Emmer, and I really, really am hopeful for this selection process to go in the route of the orange one. But honestly, I do wonder if the state of the deep is going to allow him to return to power. So Jay's got 30 acres going to live on and homestead with. Good luck to all you that live in the cities. That is the scary situation. And there is I was in Boulder. I was actually in Longmont, particularly. It's a farming town, but it was still connected to cities. And I did not feel comfortable being even close to a massive, massive city like that. I feel much better now that I'm out in the woods, out in Marjorie Taylor Greene territory with a couple acres. I got 2 acres, and I got 3 gardens and then a small little herb garden thing going on, but a lot of chickens. My chickens have taken over the neighborhood. I got the girls in the pen. I let the roosters just go do whatever the fuck they do.
That's fair.
I mean, they're getting too rapey. The roosters were getting too rapey, friend. And it was almost like Diddy. I called one of them Diddy. And he looked at me, he went, and he just ran away. You know what I mean? So that's what he gets. Unbelievable. Now, on the orange one, we had this has got to stop. This is from Stephen Still, founder of MAGA Trump Token. Cops found explosive devices in a car near the Trump rally on Long Island after a second attempt on the orange one's life. This is absolutely insane. We have some more information. The Nassau Police Department confirmed to Newsweek Wednesday morning that its force responded to a suspicious occurrence near the location of the former President Trump's rally on that night, tonight in Long Island. However, there is no validity of a device being found yet. So this is a developing story. We got to keep vigilant. And that's why, we got to stay calm and not take the bait and just get all riled up, because that's what's, in my opinion, the organizations, the 3-letter ones, they're trying to get us so riled up that it spills over into a neighbor versus neighbor type situation. That is the last thing that we want, folks. We still have a chance for a proper selection this year, and I really, really need this to really, come through. To have hope in the future of the United States, we need to have a fair election. That is guaranteed need for a peaceful society. I will say that. So very, very interesting. I'll be following that to see if it's any validity to it. But we did have some chaos. So yesterday we had the beeper thing, right? We had llamas getting their dicks blown off with beepers. And then today, reports emerging that a new wave of wireless communication devices have exploded, being reported that, I can't even say the word, has destroyed possibly thousands of personal radios and other devices used by, can't say that word, members in Lebanon. So absolutely insane, absolutely nuts. I looked at my cell phone last night with great concern all night. It's like, what if they just decide to pop it, right? What if they just decide to send it and pop it? Very, very sketchy. And this is why I'm so damn sketched out. This is from Military Arms. Hope you're enjoying the news that your gov can remotely detonate pagers. Just know that your smartphone has a lot more power, potential power than an old pager. Here's a video of an iPhone being induced to, and I do believe the pagers had some chemical. There's reports of a chemical being injected into them. But let's check out what this guy did with his cell phone here real quick, just for a hoot. That could blow your ass off.
That could blow my
That
ass
could
off.
blow at least a cheek off. So, man, I don't know about carrying this thing like on me all the time. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know about this. Ooh, R.A. Daniel, Law Abiding Citizens was the movie where the phone took out the judge, starring Jamie Foxx. I got to check that movie out. That's nuts. That's nuts. And these things, yeah, they have lithium. There's a lot of crazy little chemicals in here. Have you seen those lithium fires from the electric vehicles?
Insane.
They take a while to put out, man. Very, very sketchy. All right, squirrel. Let's check out what the price is. $59,782. Still up on the trade, riding the chaos. Oh boy, I'm sweating on this one. All right, so let's go into the rest of the stories here. Oh yeah, Bernie on his revenge tour wants to make Ozempic cheap for everyone. Sanders revealed that the generic drug makers can produce Ozempic for under $100 a month, far less than Novo Nordisk's $1,300 U.S. price tag. He claims the current pricing is nothing less than an excess corporate greed. How about just clean the food supply up so people aren't filling themselves up with drugs to try to stop their insane weight gain? How does this strike you, Isaac? I mean, you're a young dude, so you're in great shape anyways. But now you've seen the power of working out every single day.
Oh, yeah.
Is it wrong for them to just want to shove these drugs down people's throats, or should they try to make America healthy again like Robert F. Kennedy's trying to do?
They should make America healthy. I mean, I've taken a position in where everything should be holistic, and you shouldn't be just given drugs because you're fat. Go work out. Go do something instead of sit around and get drugged up. It's not going to do anything except for make your body worse.
You're in Dallas with me, right?
Yes.
And there's Ozempic signs all over the damn place, man.
Oh, 100%.
Everywhere. It's absolutely crazy. It's really kind of concerning how many people are on this stuff. And then you have the Ozempic clinic, and you have all these rehab things. And I think they have what's the drug that gets people off H?
I don't know.
There's another set of signs. It's just like Ozempic. Like, hey, if you're on H2, we got a clinic for that. It's just so sad.
It's worse.
Oh my God, so weird. Now this, you know what? We don't really need sound for this one. We'll probably get demonetized, but just food for thought. If things get weird, old school will be the best school at a certain point in time here. This is a great design. 3-prong release. Bam. Very nice. Food for thought. Sometimes my mind goes to the times of trebuchets and things like that. Methadone, yeah. Suboxone, I think it's Suboxone. Suboxone is the one that they're shilling all over the place out here in Georgia. That is sketchy as hell to think about how many people are on that stuff. I understand people like the devil's lettuce, fine. But
I'd rather do coke.
God damn it, Isaac.
Just kidding.
Son of a bitch. it's just very sad to think about how dulled down the average person seems to be right now. You got to be the light for the people that are out there. Just they're numbing themselves down because of how bad things are, I feel like. And they're using these pretty dangerous methods to do so. It's a very, very disappointing time for humanity. Another major disappointment for humanity is, let's see here. Video emerging out of Springfield, Ohio, city manager acknowledging complaints from the residents that domestic animals were being eaten from back in March of 2024. But what I thought the hyena said that there was no city verification of this happening. Are we going to get banned? How long is this? Let's see.
44 seconds.
And you know, culture is 180 degrees different of what they're used to. And one of the things that I heard that bothered me very much, I've actually had quite a few people contact me here lately, is some pretty horrid things occurring to domesticated animal in the neighborhood. We've had some stuff in the park that, again, they're being taken advantage of for reasons other than. And if you shake your head, Brian.
No. I asked me if there was proof. I just don't have proof of it.
I have the same thing. People that have confided in me have asked me for anonymity. I can't give their names up.
I mean, we haven't seen the proof that you're telling me. And
Where's the proof? Why would a city manager go up there and say this shit if it wasn't actually happening? Like, isn't that kind of a far-fetched? You know, I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to create a fake news story about kitty cats being eaten, right? Like, who wakes up and does that? I really, really doubt that. Here's more, because you know what? On Facebook, people are completely denying this. Like, this doesn't exist to the people on Facebook. You know, I broke the Facebook algorithm. I shared a picture of a dog for sale. It was a German Shepherd Chihuahua mix, and it had an electric cord as a leash. And I got people going nuts about it. If I have time, I'll pull up the picture. It's cooking. I've even gotten some people, community moderators on Nextdoor, yelling at me about this picture. So I feel like I'm doing justice for the humanity.
The place for Karens.
Nextdoor is but I go into the place for Karens and I make them uncomfortable. You know, you got to do it. You got to do it. Actually. Springfield police report obtained by Oversight PR shows a resident called to report her cat was stolen and chopped up by her neighbor. Even more evidence that the government is lying. This is a massive cover-up. We want answers now. Here's C. Schaefer and the details of the stolen cat chopped up and have it in their backyard. She is advising the neighbors are, Karine Jean-Pierre, also of this descent, and she doesn't know who they are. Man, what a sketchy ass situation. Would to like think about your neighbors stealing your cat and eating it? Like, that is absolutely nuts. Like, if someone would have told me, I guess I could have imagined it in like 2020, I guess, I could have seen it, but not 2019, Once 2020 happened, all bets were off. I knew chaos was coming. Just a very, very insane time frame. You know what? I almost want to try to get this raccoon picture. It's not really a raccoon. It's a possum, but I'll see if I can pull it up for you guys a little bit later. I am blowing Facebook up with this right now. I love it. It's been good. Now we have this John Deaton claiming the SEC's intentional misconduct cost XRP holders $15 billion, vowing to fight for investor compensation. And this, I feel like, is a pretty fair take. XRP has been beaten to a pulp, not only because of Ripple dumping their tokens on the holders monthly, but they're paying for their legal fees in doing so. But the case in and of itself really muted XRP out of the last bull market, you guys. Like, this is February 2021, March of 2021, April. It hit a peak of like $1.80. And this was all the gas that it had because it had the lawsuit going after it. And I was excited about XRP when I first found it. I got it for like 17 cents in the COVID dip right here in this chaotic little trench here. And I was like, man, there's a lot of potential for this thing. Ripple's cooked into this ISO standard. Rosie Rios, the past Treasury lead of the United States, her name is on the $100 bill. She's on the board for Ripple. Like, that was bullish to me. That was really cool. Yeah. And over time, really seeing how much this token has been dumped on its retail holders and how hard it was battered by the SEC. I mean, there are some arguments coming out that like Bollinger Bands are so tight that it's going to, escape to $40. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. But I do hope for the holders that they can at least get near the $2 range. Holy shit, man. There's a lot of people that have been holding this token for a long time, and I would really like to see them win. I really, really would. I have them in my heart. Even though I'm not an investor in it, and I got out at 70 cents and haven't looked back since, I still feel for my people that are holding it. And I will say that John Deaton's comments on the SEC arbitraging the price action have a lot of validity. And we need to back John Deaton up when it comes to fighting against Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts, you guys. He needs to have our support from the crypto communities. Very cool dude. Very tall dude. He's like 6'2", maybe even 6'3". He's a very tall fellow. I ran into him at Consensus, and it was I was shocked, because he look at his, like this guy, he looks maybe like he's like 5'10" or something, real stocky and kind of shorter. Not the case. This guy is a house. I mean, he's a huge person. His head is huge. So I'm pretty bullish on John Deaton. Hope he does well. Bullish on ICP still. It's nice to see the cycle burn rate is increasing for ICP canistered smart contracts. The 90-day average is up 651% in the last 15 days. Some development looks like it's happening in a very beautiful way on ICP. We may as well hop over to the price graph. Check out where the old ISIP is, the Insane Clown Posse themselves, $7.70. Man, somehow I have a crypto angel on me because I dumped a lot of this thing at $16. Did not catch the absolute top, but I got damn close. Kind of feel like buying more. We see more canisters being burned. We see more of the tokens being utilized to build on it. And this price hasn't really moved up in a big way. Seth Shepard praying for AIDA to move to $2. AIDA's a hard one. AIDA is a hard one. It's like sometimes the tech, like amazing tech, doesn't mean price. This is the sad reality me and BJ talked about all the time. The good thing for AIDA is I think it's going to be around for a few cycles. I feel like AIDA is going to be around for a few cycles. But is its price going to explode this cycle like it did last cycle? That is the question, because there's a lot of competing tech out there with fast transaction per second data, with really good infrastructure that are very strong competitors. So I am very, very interested in that. Now, moving on to the rest of the altcoin stuff. We got a lot of stories we're covering today. I like this.
I love it.
Oh my God. Okay. John Wood of Algorand. Ethereum's next 5 years will be realized on Algorand in the next 1 year. Okay. So he's saying, so what he's saying is that the upside for Ethereum is going to be dwarfed by the upside of Algorand over the next 1 year. I will say this, it's a much lower market cap than Ethereum. I feel like Ethereum is going to hit around 8 to 10K for this cycle in a reasonable fashion. I feel like that's reasonable. Algorand, though, let's take a look at Algorand. I lost liking this thing the moment that I heard about the Hillary Clinton Foundation partnership. That's the moment I was like, get bent. I turned into Bart Simpson on this thing. Get bent, man. 12 cents on the year. It pumped up to around, so its peak this last year was at 31 cents. So at a time frame, it did have good upside at 3x from 9 cents to 31 cents. There's that. This is the all-time graph. The market cap.
Boner.
Okay, so this is a big boner, right? It was a big player last cycle, and that's a lot of people are very bullish because of the upside that they experienced last cycle. Now, if they are still holding from this slide downhill right here, this is the thing, is if you have people out there shilling you this token, they're still holding this downswing. Check this out. They bought, they hold, they watch it go up to this level. A lot of them heard about it and bought in, essentially on this upswing here. They're trying to shill, save my bags. And you know what? I got no love. I got no love for Algorand. At the moment that they teamed up with Hillary, that's just mortal enemy status. And here's just a quick note on it. This is why, for anyone new coming into crypto, I got to do this rundown. I know a lot of people know this already because I rant about this all the time. But let's say October 2020, we had a 33-cent Algorand price. And we go to the market cap, October of 2020. Let's check out what the market cap was, right? Market cap was $300 million. Currently, you're sitting at a $1 billion market cap, 3 times the market cap, just about. And the price, instead of 33 cents, is 12 cents. So you have an inverse relationship with the price and the market cap. This thing's sick from inflationary pressures. And you have a bunch of people that refuse to give up on it, that are taking really kind of nasty partnerships to try to get it back up. And honestly, bullish case scenario for price action, sure, it could hit like maybe a buck, maybe $1.50, and that's with a hyper bullish scenario, which I mean that would give them their 10x that they're looking for. But I don't think it's going to recapture this previous all-time high. This is a $2 all-time high. That would be a 20x just about from where it's at, and I really, really don't see that in a tangible, reasonable future if I'm shooting from the hip, which I'm damn good at doing. You know, shooting from the hip, a lot of people discount it, but most interactions where you have to utilize such a force happen within about 10 feet. And what are you going to do? Get it up here and all the way out? You're not going to be able to do that. You know, you turn it to the side a little bit, there's some action to that. Give it a try. Give it a practice. Maybe we should have a section in the Pew Pew section of the Discord to talk about this in more detail. Now, Tom Biblion. People aren't falling for the wag me. We're going to make it cabal bullshit anymore. Improve your Twitter experience by unfollowing Thread Guy, K Money Leap, Ashley D. She got her ass kicked today. Ashley D lost that fight, I think.
She did.
Man. And then Frank.
But I'm friends with Thread Guy.
You're friends with her?
I'm friends with Thread Guy, so leave my boy alone.
Oh. Well, dude, I ran into Thread Guy at Bitcoin Nashville.
Yeah.
He's taller than I thought, but he's not my friend. I found him. So is he actually your friend, or are you like Twitter friends?
Like, we talked a bunch at Nashville, and then.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and then he ended up following me back on Twitter. So.
Okay.
We sparked.
You're like almost friends, right?
We're like. Yeah. I'll go with what you said.
Well, I'm going to send him under the bus still. So you can improve your Twitter experience by unfollowing these accounts. This is D-Gods on Solana. Look at this. Oh, fuck. That feels real good, doesn't it? Not a great feeling. D-Gods, one of the big NFT players of the last bull market cycle, was trying to hold on and still biddle during the accumulation market. And man, that does not look like health on a shelf by any sort of the imagination. Where's this BS price action? 59.6 still blue balling me. We'll see where this takes us to, man. This is going to be a crazy day on the markets. I've got a gut feeling. Could be now the question is it going to equalize right to where we are at $60,000, you know, because there's a lot of volume historical data now sitting here at right around 59.5. Let's back up, do the maximize. What is this? What is this, hell?
Something like
where am I, Hades? Why is it locked now? Let's go to the daily, get this. Look at that big old boner. Fantastic. Refresh this. So there's quite a bit of volume at this current level, and it'll be interesting to see if it can escape this realm. As Matthew Hyland talked about, if we can breach this 65 peak, this mid kind of last peak that we experienced, we can be risk back on the table, showing extreme strength for Bitcoin. We'll be up in these upper nodes. But this is a pretty important damn time frame. Man, this is what it looks like when you trade $200 up to $600. You got a lot of trades going on. As you can tell, I am a scalp trader. If you want to be in there on the trades with me, I wake up at like 6 a.m. in the morning, get a feel for the market, and then I go live at 8:30 a.m. Monday through Thursday, taking trades, looking for my 20% profit. But I went against my own rule today.
Interesting.
and we'll see how it plays out, But DGen News, Phantom introducing usernames, allowing users to create identities, send crypto to other users with ease, and sync accounts across devices. I want to check this video out here. I'm kind of scared to play it, but let's just go. God, what a TikTok generation we live in. Holy shit. But they've got the user experience down, dude. They got all the degens in there.
They do.
Oh my God. Is there any stopping Phantom Wallet at this point, man? They have the user experience.
Bullish on Soul.
They have the yacht girls. Look at this. This is crazy.
Wherever I go, even if it's on a yacht, I keep my Solana bags on me. And one thing's for sure, I'm never selling. I don't need this. Just kidding. But I really don't need this.
So for anyone that doesn't know, if you keep your seed phrase separate from your wallet, which you definitely should do, you can easily restore the assets in there, even if you lose the physical wallet itself. You just have to keep the seed phrase and then get your hands on a new wallet of the same make. Like, let's say you lost an Arculus card. You could keep the seed phrase, get the new Arculus card, and then restore the card with that seed phrase. So that's something very, very important to think about. But losing our crypto in a boating accident officially, Chris or Green Day Profits bringing up that might not be a bad move if the hyena does get selected to run this country. So very, very, and then you can also, as Chris said, you can store it in your mind. Some of them are 24 words. That's up to you if you're capable of doing so. Some of them are 12 words, but Deadwood annoying as cringe. I know. They have these yacht parties make me just want to sell everything. When I see TikTokers bouncing around in a Solana jumpsuit on a yacht, probably some Dubai shitmaster, it just makes me want to dump my bags. But I'm hodling. I'm in it. We'll see. I'm still going by the time frame, the 4-year cycle. I am going to be laddering out of the market and moving more heavily into real estate and things of that nature. Tanks, mid 2025. Let's see here. Yes, it means the actual crypto not stored in the hardware wallet. Correct. It's in the blockchain itself. Now, this is from Tom Crown. Singapore arrests 2 Americans for smuggling e-cigarettes while in attendance at Singapore 2024. Isaac, is this why you didn't go?
What happened?
They got arrested for trying to smuggle in vape pens.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, what if you ended up in a Singaporean gulag because you tried to move your watermelon vape stuff over?
I don't fucking know. I'd just probably box my way out.
You'd box your way down? You would. I wonder who got taken. You would try. I know you would try. 2 American influencers arrested in Singapore following a raid that revealed over 3 of the allegedly smuggled e-cigarettes and the components after a police asset on X. They saw him on X bragging about getting through with the vape pens, mocking Singaporean law. Oh, man. I really, really need to know who actually got put in there. I really need to know this. This is brutal. We got T-Shroom down there. Troy Lindsay, Angel, resist at all cost. Sorry, still don't get the reason from this post. I vape, says Tom. Without vaping, I feel much better. I will say that. No vaping, no. And lip dinners are really all I'm raw dogging life outside of lip dinners. And I can't get sponsored by lip dinners because I don't think that's allowed in the United States. But I will say that this show is brought to you by On Nicotine pouches. These are the finest. These are the 4 milligram coffee. Little nicotine, little caffeine in you. Absolutely fantastic. Oh God, Kelly. Dude, did they get Kelly? Ooh, we haven't heard from Kelly today, bro.
Interesting.
Bro
might be cooked.
Oh my God. Very sad indeed. We'll send flowers if that is the case. All right. So with all this being said, you guys, if you're out there trading, utilize our link. If you're not already signed up, here's how you do it. You go to the, where is this? Go to today's live stream. Bam. Go to the description. Click into this bad boy. I'm going to yell at myself here. And we go to more. In the description, you get code BASEMENT on 2bit. You get up to $200 back on your initial deposit of up to $2,000 for futures trading. And you can also get in with us and get on the trades on CoinW. It'll take you right to this sign up link where the reference code is pre-populated. Just exit out of that little boy. And then you can all utilize Blowfin as well with code DROOF. If you're out there, and you know, Blowfin has Aerodrome, it has Drift. It has some of the best projects that I feel like are going to be good spot holds. So I'm very, very excited to have all these avenues available to the people. You know, and I like working with exchanges that respect our privacy to the degree that we can hope that they would. Why so early today? Killed by death. This is the new time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our morning live trading streams are 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. And Aether is on Blowfin as well. Good call. That was the other one that I liked on there. So appreciate every single one of you out there. You know, keep the stop losses in place if you are out there trading. There's going to be some violence on the graphs today. I will warn you. Honestly, there's so much uncertainty. I know a lot of really good traders that are sitting this one out. I'm an agent of chaos, and I am in it to win it for the biscuit. So we'll see how it goes. But I appreciate all you. Make sure to smash the like, share the show on your way out. Two Bros, Killed by Death, Cool Cat Coding, Papa Gooth Gaddafi, F Ukraine, K Jam, Deadwood, Veteran Crypto Shake and Bake Shake, Awanda Nua Bob, Nicole Minas Tater, Michael King. And down in the Rumble, we got all our good peeps. We got Johnny December. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow. I'm going to be running a lot of shows. Tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. or 8:30 a.m. morning live trading. Then I'll be on with DZ on Discover Crypto starting at 10:30 a.m. And then back here, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to be busy. And I'll be on Spaces tonight. Jesus,
What
man.
time is Space tonight?
I'm going to do it 7:30. I think I need to do it at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
I shall be there.
You're going to be there?
You should too.
All right. I like it. We'll be sharing that out. Appreciate all you. Thanks for supporting the Blockchain Basement. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Bye.